The following is a transcript between Matías De Stefano, referred to as me, and his higher self, referred to as I am, originally recorded on September 2nd, 2020, in the constellation of Virgo, the mental week, examining through the crown chakra. Me. What is a belief? I am. Creencia comes from creer, which originates from the Latin concept of having faith or thinking that something is possible. Thus, belief comes from creentia with its suffix ntia, which is the quality of thinking that something is possible, or in English, belief, which comes from the Saxon roots galabian, which means to keep what is dear. Thus, both concepts implying sustaining over time that which makes us feel that something moves us, that it's possible, something that we desire, esteem, want, or love. If believing is a personal act of an individual in a specific circumstance of time and space, belief is a collective act that transcends time and space. That is, it crosses generations and goes beyond the individual. They are concepts that we adopt and inherit. Me. So we all originate belief by believing in something which we pass on to future generations, right? I am. Look at the sky and tell me what color you see. Me. It's light blue, almost white. I am. And tell me, what do you feel when you see it? Me. Amplitude, like open. I am. Thus, in your mind, the light blue color, and especially the lighter ones, will be related to breadth and openness. And when you make your children look at the sky, you will tell them, look how beautiful the sky is, how wide the sky is. And marveling at the contemplation, your children will look at you and imitate the emotion, naturally relating the sky with the color of the sky and its width. Me. So what I observe and what seems real to me is something that I actually believe. I am. Of course. The sky is neither wide nor blue. Someone, no matter how blue they see it, will surely say that the sky is blue. And when it is rare to see this blue sky, if you really think about it, but they've been taught to say that the sky is blue. Also, the concept of heaven does not exist, since what you see is only the light of the sun refracted on the atoms of nitrogen, oxygen, and argon, which are accumulated by pressure. So someone could think of that more than amplitude. It's almost a pressure prison. Me. I understand. It depends on what I perceive. I am. It depends on what you get in your observation, but the emotion is what you expect it to be. Your body needs the reassurance that what you see is so. You can't explain it. You can only feel it. So it's based on faith. You can now know that the luminous sky that you see does not really exist. It is only an atomic mirage. However, you will not feel the atoms. You will only feel the relationship between your body and what is observed, the emotion. And that emotion is with which you transmit your gaze to others. You share that because you have faith in it, in what you see. Because it's difficult for a human to accept that nothing he sees or believes really exists. The mind needs points of reference, a concreteness, in order to exist. For this reason, we force ourselves to believe in what we see and feel no matter what. Somehow, we know it's not real. Me. So, in a certain way, we're all constructs of belief. No one can escape belief because they are the result of the perception of the world. I am. You are the result of thousands of beliefs, which not only have to do with religion or sexist family mandates, but also with the worldview and what we like to eat and what we have for fun and hobbies and what interests us, Everything is beliefs. The beliefs are not bad. They help us to have previous tools, to not have to build ourselves from zero in the vision of the world. It gives us an innate capacities to perceive. Think that a human group in prehistory had developed the ability to hunt mammoths to survive, right? So the only way to make the tribe survive was to transmit the belief that without mammoths, everyone would die because the animal had everything necessary to create clothes, house, tools, sacred utensils. It was the basis of their divinity, their food, all. It was the basis of their all. So belief is a survival tool. Each family has since used the belief necessary for its transcendence. Some have seen that only men went hunting, and the belief was created that only men can work. Others saw that violence in their family and that more children were born through rape, and they created the belief that the only way to generate offspring or to love someone is with violence. Others saw that faith held everyone together, and they created religious beliefs to hold the tribes together. Me. So the meaning of belief is understood to be what I want, or the quality of having faith that something will happen as expected. In other words, it is important for us to understand that what we see today as something negative that anchors us, at the first moment it emerged, was a way in which we saw that it was a positive result. And we continue to imitate it generation after generation because it gave results. I am, until they stop giving them. And that's when the need arises to free yourself from beliefs and create a new one. The people who were told that only God would give them shelter transmitted the belief and the attitude that God is the only thing capable of saving us. And without realizing it, they repeated, "Thank God, oh God, God willing." Also in Spanish, they usually say it from an Arabic language, Ojalá, Inshallah Allah, God bless you. Still no longer religious. And when they seek to free themselves from this, they break the belief by creating a new one, projecting it into extraterrestrials or teachers or angels or science or technology or art. But the projections continue because the belief is to think that something is possible. And everyone, both atheist and religious or spiritual and naturalist, everyone has the hope that things can be achieved, that something can change and improve. They all believe. When a person has a belief that hurts, it is repeated and has been identified, but what he needs is to create a new belief. Me, but it's almost like repeating the same mistake. I am. If you do it from unconsciousness, it is. Me. And how is it done from consciousness? I am. Freeing others from your belief. Reminding them that everyone has their own point of view of it and it can change. Therein lies the key. A belief is a way of observing, of moving through the world, of having tools to act. But from the unconscious, the belief stops. It stops us in prejudice and preconception and worry, all the that is, reaching all conclusions before even starting the action. If in the universe the key to existence is constant transformation, and that transformation is energy and constant movement, then we've already said that the energy is eternal, and we call eternity love. That means that the belief that is not allowed to transform then puts its focus on the vision of something previous and preconceived. It is a belief that consumes and densifies the energy of love, generating rancor and hatred and separation, conflict, the structures of inherited patterns. For a belief to be useful, it must be flexible and honor what its name means. Love the ability to think that things are possible. Me, I understand. In other words, it's not a question of eliminating or freeing ourselves from beliefs, but rather it's an honoring them for having been the ones that brought me here and having enough confidence in myself to transform and update that belief to my current time and context. to the needs of my moment, to the perception of my environment. But at the same time, being able to allow others, future ones, to create their own beliefs freely so that they do not have a conflict with their own belief. I am. That is unconditional love. Respect beliefs because they are all wills that things can happen. Have faith that it is possible, and I can share that faith, but freeing others will allow them to observe it with their own eyes. Me. So, I can understand why children often come back to the belief patterns of their parents, and the more conflict and resistance their parents put up, the more painful the break will be. But because of this conflict, the belief pattern will pass just the same. The children will repeat the same as their parents. This is something that's very common that is seen in all family stories. When a child was pressured by his parents in childhood to be a doctor, for example, or when he wanted to be an artist. And he suffered so much that he said to himself, I will not do the same thing that my parents did with my children. But later he pressures his children to be an artist because he could not be, which when perhaps his children wanted to be doctors. I am. That is conflict transfer. Beliefs are not transcended through breaks and raptures due to conflicts between the parties, but by honoring and accepting that those were their beliefs and that I must lovingly generate new ones with full awareness that mine must be free for those who come, allowing them their turn. Me. In other words, recognize that my vision is neither the most real nor the safest, and it is simply one more. Not to put myself on the defensive, but on the constructive position. And how do I do it? I am. The first step is to recognize what your beliefs are. Take a piece of paper and a pencil and put the title Beliefs, Chakra, Crown, Mental. Below, divide the sheet into 2 columns, and on one side put the title Negative, and on the other, positive. And then take a meditative moment to write down all the beliefs that you have and that you consider to be negative. And on the other side, all of the beliefs that you have and consider to be positive. Me. And then, I am. There's no later until next month. Too much work is recognizing where all of our beliefs are. There are many. Sometimes we don't even recognize how many there are. Some can be very simple, like, I believe the sky is blue. And to some, very complicated ones, like, I believe love is jealousy and possession of the other. Me. Perfect then. The task for the whole month will be to analyze in detail all of the possible concepts. I am. During the mental week, we will recognize our beliefs. During the emotional week, we will identify how we feel about them. And during the physical week, we will manifest a new belief. Me. Perfect. I'm going to make my list and I'll think about it tonight. I am. Analyze each belief to be honest with yourself. This is the fundamental step to later be able to find the balance with one's own being. Me. It is the most dense and personal part, but I know we can do it. I am. Welcome to the time of the details that make you who you are. Me. I analyze my beliefs.